the lead play in our offense.
We tell the tackle to take the defensive end if he's over him. If he's not, we drive down on the first man who is inside. Fullback, we tell him to take the first man outside the offensive tackle.
No one shows. He goes right by this and steals inside.
If the YN has the linebacker taken out, he cuts inside. If the YN has the linebacker in, he comes all the way around. If you look at this play, what we're trying to get is a seal here and a seal here, and try to run this play in the alley.
What's up, guys? Welcome into Packers Total Access. My name is Clayton. You can check us out on packernet.com. You can find me on Twitter at Packers_access. We had a little bit of free time this afternoon, so what I thought we would do is go live and show a little Dontayvion Wicks. I know he caught a lot of buzz in this last preseason game. Heard a lot of people talking about him. I also heard the comment come back up several times that there were several people in the draft community that had a fourth-round pick as far as a grade on Dontayvion Wicks. And you really seen him pop there late in the second quarter against the Bengals in that preseason game with Sean Clifford at the helm. So what I thought we would do is just kind of dive into the tape. I picked two plays from that game that really kind of caught my eye, and they were on the same drive that kind of led to them scoring there during the middle eight, them being the Packers and Sean Clifford. So there's a couple other things we're going to pick up on as well. But I just thought, you know what? Let's dive into the tape. Let's take a look at Dontayvion Wicks and kind of see what we come away with, right? So I'm going to go ahead and share the screen here. And let's just jump right into the film study. Like I said, it's going to be a shorter episode today. And before we do, let's just check the chat. Look at Jacob in the chat first. Go, Pack, go. Hey, Jacob, welcome to the stream, buddy. Appreciate you tuning in. We're gonna geek out on a little Dontayvion Wicks here for a second, man. So, like I said, it's going to be a shorter episode, just two plays. I want you guys to kind of see what popped about Tay Wicks. Granted, it's one game, guys, so I'm not trying to overreact. I just want to point out what he did well and just kind of go from there, let you guys draw your own conclusion, okay? So this first play came in the second quarter. There was 1:21 left, okay? So this is the middle eight. We're on our own 10-yard line. I remember when this play happened, I was sitting there thinking, yeah, there's little to no chance you're going to score here. If it wasn't the preseason, I would be playing it really safe right now, right? Yes, you want to win the middle eight, but you don't want to cost yourself the turnover differential any worse than it already is. And you want to kind of set yourself up for the second half and give a shot to keep some of that momentum. You know, if you turn the ball over down here, you're hurting. But it's preseason. They let Sean Clifford go out there and kind of wing it around, which I thought was really cool. So the play call is 11 gun, Y trips weak, X curl, Y cross, curl post, T pro, okay? Let's explain what all that means really, really quick, okay? And I'm going to try to do this as short and concise as possible. First of all, 11 gun, one running back, one tight end. We're in the shotgun set. Y trips is you've got a trip set with Y being a part of it. There's your Y. That's actually the tight end Tyler Davis, okay? This is completing your trip set here. If his hand was on the ground, he was attached to the line, we would be calling this Trey, okay? But he's not, of course. So Tay Wicks is actually going to be down here playing Z. Let's explain what that means real quick. So with Tay playing Z, remember we talked the other day about what the X receiver actually is, okay? The X receiver is always on the line of scrimmage opposite the tight end, okay? So on the line of scrimmage opposite the tight end. That's your X receiver. That makes the far other guy. And first of all, your tight end is going to be your Y on this play. The far receiver would be the Z. And then, of course, this will be your slot. So Tay Wicks is actually lined up on the boundary down here. It really wouldn't even be called boundary simply because the ball is in the middle of the field here. So, you know, either side could be considered boundary. You're kind of splitting hairs with that. But he is going to be the Z receiver. Now, let's finish what the play call is, okay? X curl. Up top, right? X curl is really, really simple. It's just going to be a curl route, all right? So there's your X curl. You're going to have your Y cross, which is going to be your tight end Tyler Davis. He's going to run a little crosser, okay? And this may have even been an option route. We'll talk about that here in a minute. It's so hard to understand exactly what the offenses are doing. They could have option routes, you know, embedded within the passing concept itself, all right? Then you've got your curl, okay? And then you've got your post, all right? So again, X curl, he's your X receiver, so it's going to be X curl, Y cross, curl, post. And that curl may be drawn a little bit deeper, a little bit too deep. It's probably more in that range right there. And then you've got T pro. What does T pro mean? Your T back is obviously right here, and it's our boy Patrick Taylor. And you're going to understand real quick why they're so high on Patrick Taylor. You know, every time we do a 53-man roster, and you heard Paul Brettel talk about in his article that he thinks that Patrick Taylor will be the third running back. This play right here is going to be a good example of why that is, okay? He's in pass pro here. He's going to be looking to pick up a blitzer if one of these guys fires. If not, he probably have a leak, but he's in T pro because you'll see the blitz fires from that side. So let's go ahead and roll this play forward. Again, what I want you to key in on is Tay at the bottom, okay? That's Dontayvion Wicks. I've heard he goes by Tay. I'm going to say Tay. It's a little bit easier than Dontavion, so you'll hear me refer to him as Tay, all right? Oh, yeah, and the other thing I want to point out right here in the play call, weak, 11 gun, Y trips, weak. That's simply saying that the running back is on the opposite side. He's on the weak side of the formation, which would be the opposite side of the tight end, okay? That's all that means. Typically, I will say strong right, and then it would be 11 gun, strong right. That's telling you that the strong side of the formation is here with the tight end on the right, so it would be strong right, and then T weak tells you he's on the opposite side. Some people would say T opposite, or they would just say Y trips weak, knowing that whatever hash they're on, that's going to be the side that trips lines up on, okay? In this case, I mean, we don't, like I said, we're not in the huddle, we're not in the build, we don't know all those details, right? So we drew out the passing concept. Again, the one thing I want you to key in on is going to be, first of all, let's focus right here. Let's focus on Patrick Taylor. I want to get this out of the way. I want you to focus on him and his pass pro here. And we're going to roll it back and forth a couple times. Hopefully it's not too glitchy. We haven't got the new equipment yet, but here we go. Watch him. Look at him pick up this pass pro. Bang. Look at that. He makes that play go. And they know the protection set. The left tackle knows the guy he's got. He's picking up that backer off the blitz. He being Patrick Taylor gives Clifford just enough time to get that ball out of there. I thought that was important to kind of draw that out, okay, and show you what was going on there. Now let's go back and let's talk about this post real quick, okay? So what Dontayvion Wicks has here is this post route, okay? He's gonna kind of work his way up in here, and he's gonna work the post. Again, this guy is gonna be the curl, and then of course you've got our boy Tyler Davis is gonna be working a little crosser. Originally, that may have been a post. So this might have been a Dino curl split, okay? And again, we're not in the huddle. We don't know if that's an option route right here with Tyler Davis or not. But again, let's key in on Dontayvion Wicks at the bottom. All right, let's roll it forward. First of all, I want you to watch his release, okay? Watch his release as he comes off the line. It is clean. Look at that little hop step, right? A hop stop, hop step, whatever you want to call it. Look at that. What he's doing there, guys, he's setting that corner up. He wants that corner to commit to the outside so he can get inside leverage and work that post. And again, that's one of the things that Dontayvion Wicks does well, is that as his release package is what they call it, okay? I'll tell you somebody else who had a great release package. That was another Tay named Tay Adams, right? Devontae Adams had an awesome release package. But you can see hard stop, little hop stop, bang, get him to commit outside. Now we're off and running, right? Now look at this throw by Clifford. I mean, that's right on the money. Tay showing great hands here, picking up the first down. Guys, that was a 3rd and 8 from your own 10-yard line, setting you up for the rest of this drive, okay? So they're now making the decision, all right, we're going to push the ball down the field, right? And Tay gives them a little, that's right, we're going this way. So now we come to the line. If we can get this thing to pause, there we go. I may have to back it up just a touch here. I want you guys to see the play call. All right. So now 47 seconds left in the second quarter, 1st and 10. All right. And again, same formation. When you go no huddle, typically you'll stay in the same look, right? You got 11 gun, Y trips. You could say 11 gun, strong right, Y trips, T weak, okay? Or just weak is how they refer to it. This time, you get a little bit different set, though. You're going to have a fade instead of a curl route, okay? So you got kind of that non-fade. Some people call it a fly. Some people call it a go. Some people call it niner. Whatever you want to call it, doesn't matter to me. And now we're going to have on the bottom or on with the running back, we're going to have a T leak. So what he's going to do is get up in here and chip block and then leak out as a safety valve. If this isn't open down the field, you check that down to the running back, let him get out of bounds, stop the clock with, still over 40 seconds left, hopefully. All right. Now, this route combination is called Dino split curl. What does that mean? First of all, what does Dino mean? Okay. A Dino route is a double post route concept. Okay. It's a passing concept where it's a route combination where you have two post routes. Now, remember what I said just a second ago with Tyler Davis. He ran more of a crosser just a second ago. Here, he kind of keeps it skinny, and he's going to turn it into a post, okay? Now, down here with Dontayvion Wicks being the Z again, he's running a post. That route concept, that route combination, that passing concept, I should say, is called Dino. Well, what they're going to have in the middle is a curl. So it's called Dino split curl. So again, the play call is 11 gun, strong right, Y trips, weak, fade, Dino split curl, T leak. That would be the play call. That's not how they would call the play. They probably have it narrowed down to way less words, right? Way less terminology. This is how I like to identify play calling when I'm trying to study, certain plays, or when I'm communicating them with listeners or other fellow fans. This is the easiest way for me to kind of keep up with it. Again, I always I go from left to right, right? We go with the formation first of all, right? You got the personnel, you got the formation, and then we go left to right. Your X receiver, it's going to be a fade, and then you got Dino, split curl, T leak. That's how I identify the play. I have people asking me that offline, like, how do you come up with that terminology, this and that? It's been years of studying, first of all, and people do it totally different. That's what I'm comfortable with. And that's how I stay organized, with the view being behind the line of scrimmage, working left to right, then work your way into the backfield, okay? And it's all about just being able to identify the play, being able to write it down on paper, communicate it to other people, and then just remember it too, exactly what the sets are. But that is referred to as a 11-gun Y trips week, okay? All right, so let's do this. We're talking about Dontayvion Wicks, right? I want you to key in down here. He is the Z again. Why is he the Z? Right here, you're going to see a boundary X, okay? Let me clear that off and show you what I mean here. So we're on the left hash. What's that mean? That means this over here is the boundary. It's the short side of the field, right? Okay, where's the tight end lined up? He's strong right. That means the X receiver is opposite him. That is what you refer to as the boundary X. And typically the reason that's important is your boundary X is your ISO guy. That's the guy that you want to be isolated on that corner. Typically, if you come out with a trip set, right, on the opposite side like you have over here, then what you're going to do is you're going to force the coverage to kind of cheat to this direction because there's way more targets on that side of the field. So you want the guy that's going to be the most effective at stretching the field, winning one-on-one battles. Tay was a great boundary X because he could just shake these guys off the line, embarrass them, and get open if he was on the boundary because the defense is having to cover the larger side of the field, if that makes sense. Okay, so again, boundary X, that's why it's important. Now, if you got a boundary X that warrants a bracket coverage or double teams like this safety right here, let's say he has, let me go red for him. This safety here, if he's got to play bracket coverage because this guy right here is just an absolute stud in the boundary X, you've really got the advantage. Now you've got two people occupying the short side of the field, leaving you all of this space over here, right? All of this space to work with. And now you've got the hat count in your favor. You've got the largest amount of space on the field in your favor. So many different things in your favor. All right. Now, as I point that out, the one thing I want to go back to is if he's the X up top, there's your Y. That's right. It makes Tay your Z once again. And then, of course, here's your slot. Okay. So, again, as we roll it forward, keying on Dontayvion Wicks down here. Okay. We got 11 gun, strong right, Y trips, weak, fade, Dino split curl, T leak. Now, let's watch him work this post. Okay. Again, he's going to come out here. He's going to work the post route, but I want you to watch him right off the line of scrimmage. I wish there was a way I could zoom in. We talk about take your eye off the ball all the time. Another thing that ticks me off in these games is this right here. This freaking score bug is going to take up way too much space. You could have that information somewhere down here out of the freaking way, right? But I wish you could see it a little bit better, and I don't have the all 22. I want you to key in on Tay Wicks's release again. Again, what's his strength? His release package, right? Watch him come off the line, and I'm going to try to slow it down and stop it for you, okay? It's going to be very, very difficult. I'm going to be honest with you. I'm going to let it roll a couple times. I'm going to try to get it the frame frozen. They're going to be behind the score bug, but watch him shake this corner to where the corner commits outside. Watch this as he sets up this post. This is a thing of beauty. This looks like Davante Adams right here. It is gorgeous. So here's the snap. See him shaking? Watch him one more time here. That guy completely commits outside, and you can already see, I'm going to try to freeze it right here. Look at the beat that Tay already has on him. This guy is still trying to recover from that outside move. He's going to get the inside leverage here. Watch him work down the seam. Now, this time, the Bengals weren't fooled. You could tell that Tyler Davis tried to skinny this off a little bit. He tried to hold that seam a little bit to keep the backer out of the way. He wanted the backer to not be able to commit. He really didn't bite on that, and he goes straight for this front side post again, this Z post. So the backer's there. It could be a safety. I think it's a backer. But you could see the separation at this point right here. Look at the separation that Dontayvion Wicks has put between him and the corner, right? This guy's late to the ball, but that's a tight window. One of the things they were concerned about with Dontayvion Wicks, mainly because of his 2022 season and the reason his draft stock dropped a bit. Some people were saying he should have been taken in the 4th round. He was actually taken with pick 159. I believe that equates to the 5th round. So he went about a round later. It was because of his hands. That was one of the negative aspects of the 2022 tape. But you can see here, being able to focus on the ball in traffic. This is a tight window. You'll see him haul this catch in. And then look at the yak. Look how quick he gets out of that catch, and he's upfield looking. All right, where's the yak? Where is the yak? Throws a little move on 26. And these are the things that are important to me. I'm going to pause it here when he puts this move on. If he doesn't throw this move on 26 and he gets tackled, let's go ahead and count it off on what would be, the 32-ish yard line? Okay, so he would have been tackled at roughly the 32 if he didn't throw this move on 26. Let's see where he ends up now. Wow, picked up another, 13 yards on the play because he threw that move. And again, if I remember correctly, we'll pull up the scouting report here in a second. One of the negative aspects of Tay's scouting report, too, was that there was limited ability on yak. They said he had bad hands and limited ability on yak. Okay, and it was mainly from the 2022 tape. If you go back to 2021, again, you guys have heard me say it. I'm not screwing that up this year, gang. I'm going back when it comes draft time this year and our offseason coverage, when we get into building our draft board, you can bet your butt I'm going back to the year before tape and watching. I'm not just going to focus on the 2023 tape. I'm going to go to the 2022 tape, just like I should have went to the 2021 tape. Because if anybody had went to the 2021 tape, they would see Jaden Reed's a stud, and Dontayvion Wicks probably deserves to be drafted a little bit sooner. Now, how much stock do you want to put in the current tape? I think it's more important than the year before. I really do. It says whether someone regresses or someone, progresses. But at the same time, when you see somebody hit their ceiling the year before and then have a setback, you might want to dig a little deeper and go, okay, what caused them to have that setback, right? Those things are important. I'm going to roll it forward a little bit more here. This is a fun little part of this clip. It's a little bonus material for you here, okay? We're going to talk a little offensive line. I want you to look now. Don't worry about the chip over here, okay? We know he's just going to do a little T-leak and get out. But I want you to focus on who is in the lineup here. Unless they're wearing double numbers, I'm going to call these guys out to you, okay? They had John Runyon playing right tackle. If I'm correct in this, that's 70, or is that 76 or 78? That may actually be 78. I may be wrong there. I thought it was John Runyon. Okay, so it's not John Runyon if that's 78. I don't even have that pulled up. Let me see if I can get that information for you real quick because I want to know who these guys are. And I know they're playing against, backups and everything. This is in the second quarter, so we're probably playing against the 2s and 3s here for the most part. But I want to see who this is if it is indeed number 78. Because on the other view, I thought it said 76. Let me just check this really, really quick because I want to be sure on this. Are we even showing a 78? I don't think we are. Let's see here. Hopefully this is up to date to 78. Luke Tenuta. Okay, so this is Luke Tenuta. I apologize. That was not John Runyon. But here is the offensive line. You got Luke Tenuta, you got Sean Ryan, you got Zach Tom playing center. That's right. That's Zach Tom playing center. You got our boy Joe Dirt, heavy Joe Dirt, Royce Newman, and then over here you got Rasheed Walker. Okay, I love this rep for Zach Tom as they drop back. First of all, I want you to focus on Sean Ryan first, and we'll take it back. What's Sean Ryan at left guard? He holds his own, man. He really does well on this rep. Watch him. Right, bends him outside, so I'm going to freeze it. Right here, Zach Tom's looking for work. Okay, Zach Tom's your center. He's kind of looking for work, but what he notices is this guy's going outside shoulder now on Sean Ryan. He can't help him here. So what's he do? He comes back to where this guy is playing kind of that A to B rush, right? And you're going to see Zach Tom absolutely slam down, give this guy a good little kidney punch, and make sure that Royce Newman doesn't blow his block. And that's going to give our boy Sean Clifford time to get this pass off. Watch Zach Tom. He goes looking for work, a little bang right there, little kidney shot. Beautiful. Now look at this window. Guys, that's a tight window. And again, what were the negative aspects of Dontayvion Wicks' scouting report? They said his hands took a hit this last year, right? They said his hands took a hit, and they said that he wasn't as polished in 2022. Great release package. They mentioned that over and over and over. But they said it was his hands, and they said it was his inability to create yak. Look at this yak. Immediately upon catching this ball, watch him snap his head around. He knows all these bodies in front of me, there's yards out here to be gained. Here's the little move he throws on to pick up an extra 12 yards right there. Little foot in the ground, get what you can, come away with a huge, huge play. I thought that was really cool, man. I thought it was a good rep, a good couple reps for Dontayvion Wicks, and I think he showed several different things. I'm going to bring the camera back up here real quick and chat with you guys before we wrap up. So let's go to his scouting report. I believe I've got it here. Then we'll wrap up by talking to you guys in the chat real quick. Let's go to his scouting report from this year. This is according to the Draft Network. Top reasons to buy in. Vertical receiving skill set. You didn't even see it there. I mean, technically a post is a vertical route. Yeah, I guess that does kind of apply there. But, it wasn't like you ran a fly route or anything, right? Ball skills, right? His ability to play the ball. Competitive toughness. He's a dog, in other words. Release package. You've seen his release package, and you've seen his ball skills there, right? Now, it's funny that they said ball skills, and then the top reasons for concern is drops and ball security, right? So I think you would chalk both of those off as a push and say, it's just kind of a little bit unstable in that regard, if you will. The 2022 season was a reason for concern. He had a down year, just like we talked about, right? And modest yak profile. Well, on this one play here, these two plays actually, to me, he checks the box for drops and ball security, right? Granted, it's one play, but still, he checks the box for that. The 2022 season, okay, yeah, it's in the past, right? I mean, look at Jaden Reed's 2022 season. He had a down year as well. The modest yak profile. When you look at the negatives on this draft profile, on this scouting report, if you will, you can kind of check two of those three off and go, you know what? He looks like he's improved on that, or he's maybe getting back to his 2021 form, right? But a modest yak profile, I mean, like I said, you've seen him with the yak after that play right there. So he's someone who can stretch the field vertically, and he's got decent size, 6'1", 206. His arm length's 32 3/8. Got big hands at 10-inch hands. Also, let's do this. Let's pop up his RAS score real quick as well. So obviously he went to Virginia. His RAS was a 9.17, okay? 9.17. Again, his composite size grade, with his height, is a 6.85. His weight, 206, was a 7.49. So that was just kind of average, right? His 40-yard dash was a 4.62. Kind of sounds a little bit like Devontae Adams, doesn't it? That was a 3.80 grade as far as RAS is concerned with 40-yard dash. But his 20-yard split, 2.63, kind of average. His 10-yard split, 8.34. Or I'm sorry, a 1.55 for an 8.34 score. What did we see on his release? What is most important of all of these combine measurables when it comes to a release package for a wide receiver. It's that 10-yard split. How quick are you in short yardage, right? Getting off the line. Everything's kind of lining up here. His composite explosion grade was elite, okay? His vertical jump, 9.26 was the grade. He had a 39-inch vertical jump, and then his broad jump was a 10-10 for a 9.6 grade. His shuttle, somewhat average, at a 4.2 for a grade of 7.36, and then his three-cone, a 6.91 for a kind of an average of a 7.31 grade according to RAS. So when you kind of looked at the scouting report and everything, it all checks off for me. I'm excited about Dontayvion Wicks. I'm excited to see him play a little bit more in the preseason. I think that's going to be a lot of fun to key in on number 13. When we seen that tape, another thing that kind of sticks out to me is it's the middle eight. It's not like a situation where, okay, I don't know if they're going to get me the ball or not. I might go, 70% here on this play. This is 2-minute drill. These young guys are getting their opportunity because the starters are out of the game. Man, I really want to flash on film. I want to show them something. So when you look at the wide receiver room, after seeing him perform with that pressure on him in a 2-minute drill, you've got Christian Watson, right? You got Romeo Doubs. I believe you got Jaden Reed. You got Samori Toure. Then it's Dontayvion Wicks. Now we're going to start looking at Samori Toure and Dontayvion Wicks. Can Dontayvion Wicks flash enough to pass Samori Toure up for the number 4 spot on the wide receiver roster? I think that's going to be a good question to get answered when it comes to the preseason. So let's go through the chat real quick, and we're going to get out of here. Again, like I said, it's going to be a very short episode. Just had a little bit of free time. Wanted to do a little chalk talk with you guys. Like I said, Jacob in the chat, Dakota said, I'm late. He said, I can't wait for you to get your new rig in, man. I appreciate it, Dakota. Hopefully it wasn't too choppy there. It'll be here Wednesday. We'll get everything set up. I'm hoping that by Thursday we can see a big difference and get rid of that lag and some of the blurriness. But appreciate you dropping in, man. Janelle, I'm late too. You always start these without warning. I'm sorry, Janelle. With the way the schedule is right now, you just got to kind of take it as you can get it. You know what I'm saying? If I get a few minutes to go live, I'm going to go live. Now, as far as Packers Total Access Live and the post-game show, if you'll go to our YouTube channel, you just click on YouTube there on our page, and you'll see we've got it scheduled for when it's going to be. Sometimes for the post-game show, we may edit it and adjust it and push the post-game show back because the game might be going a little longer. So these little videos like this are going to be very sporadic, just going to be kind of off the cuff. And you guys can always go back and watch them later, right? So that's the important aspect. Dakota, shoot, he may not have any warning himself. LO, you hit the nail on the head, dude. That's right. Janelle said, I have a work meeting. I'll catch the rest later. We'll see you later, Janelle. Appreciate you dropping in. And then Kevin Wolf in the chat says, Packer scouts do their homework, including history. That's a fact, man. That's a fact. And then Jarrell in the chat, or Gerald, I hope I'm pronouncing that right. I apologize if I'm not, said, Debo, A.J. Brown top. I like it. I could kind of see that. I could see a little A.J. Brown comparison. I don't know if he's quite as big as A.J. Brown. I don't know A.J. Brown's measurables right off the cuff, but he does kind of have that tough build, right? And I think he's someone that over time, I think he'll become more comfortable going across the middle and not being afraid to take any hits. So I'm excited about Dontayvion Wicks. Again, just wanted to get a couple clips out there, show you from the first preseason game what he put on tape and 2 of his better plays there. I know he graded out real well. I don't have the grades pulled up at the moment. I think he was graded out in the 70s, which is really good for a rookie. Granted, you always got to add the caveat. We're going against 2s, 3s, and 4s there in the second quarter of the preseason, and I'm sure he got more snaps in the second half. Those are just the 2 plays that really popped to me. So, all right, we're going to get out of here, guys. Appreciate everybody dropping in. Again, just a quick little episode. Hopefully you enjoyed it. If you're checking this video out for the first time, if YouTube directed you to our channel, go ahead and hit that subscribe button. If you like, don't worry about notifications, but hit subscribe. That way you know when we go live and all that type of stuff. And we look forward to having you around and on future streams. We're going to be going live pretty much daily. That's the goal. Hopefully we can hit that goal, okay? We've got Packers Total Access live at 7 o'clock Eastern time. That's 6 Central. Every single evening we'll give you news, notes, and updates on the Green Bay Packers. And then, of course, we'll be doing these Chalk Talk segments and post-game shows and things like that when the time warrants it. So another thing to keep in mind on Saturday night. As soon as the game is over, we will be going live for the post-game show. So make sure you guys hop in the chat, get your questions in, and we'll be talking about the Green Bay Packers and the New England Patriots. Hopefully the Packers getting another W, but more important than the W in preseason, we hope we get a lot of stuff on tape that we can kind of see what they're working on as we go through training camp. So we're out of here, guys. Appreciate everybody hanging out with us. As always, let's go out and be the change we want to see in the world, and go Pack Go.
Who the only place he's going to take you to is the toilet bowl, and then you got Brett Favre, who will take you to the Super Bowl.
Yeah, I hear you. I'm just saying we're not going to talk about that.